Federal government invites Nigerian Labour Congress over union's indefinite strike plan. Jigawa State has the fifth largest number of out-of-school children. Congo urges calm and denies claim of coup attempt. Good afternoon, listeners. Today is 18th September 2023. I'm Mariam Jibril Yusuf with the news on full. President Bola Tinubu has arrived at the John F. Kennedy Airport in New York to attend the 78th United Nations General Assembly. The president, who arrived some minutes before 7 p.m. local time, was received by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, the permanent representative of Nigeria to the United Nations, Professor Tijani Muhammad Bandi, and other government officials. Sawaba Radio has yesterday reported that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu departed Abuja for New York, United States, to participate in the 78th section of the United Nations General Assembly for the first time as a president. President Tinubu will deliver his inaugural national statement on the 19th September, the first day of the high-level general debate of the 78th United Nations General Assembly session. Before engaging in the general debate, the president will join the world leaders to participate in the high-level political forum on sustainable development. The federal government has invited the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) over the union's plan to go on indefinite strike. While the NLC is planning a nationwide shutdown owing to the removal of fuel subsidy and the hardship in the country, Labour and Employment Minister Simon Lalong has invited them for discussions. This is contained in a statement by the Ministry Director of Press and Public Relations, Olajide Oshundun, yesterday. The minister, who directed the Department of Trade Union Services and Industrial Relations to convene a meeting with the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress for today, said it was important that the union sits with government to resolve all pending matters to avert further disruption to the economy. Before now, the minister had invited the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress (TUC) for talks to avert the two-day strike held between the 5th and 6th of September. The federal government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Republic of Cuba on food security and agricultural advancement. The Director of Information Office of the Vice President, Olasola Abiola, in a statement, said the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, signed the memorandum on behalf of Nigerian government in Havana. Recall that the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding that was done on the sidelines of the ongoing G77 plus China Leaders Summit took place at the Ministry of Agriculture of Cuba in the presence of officials from both countries. He commended the willingness of Cuban government to partner with Nigeria, noting that both countries share a common vision for their people. The minister expressed heartfelt gratitude for the shared insight into Nigerians' pressing food and agricultural opportunities and challenges. The minister listed other areas to include training, capacity building, and knowledge transfer as the cornerstone of any thriving agricultural economy. No fewer than 94,710 people are benefiting from the federal government basic minimum health package in Jigawa State. Coordinator of Jigawa Mutual Accountability Forum, Malam Musa Muazu, stated this yesterday at a town hall meeting titled Creating Awareness on Basic Minimum Package for Health in Jigawa Central Zone at Malam Dawood Aliyu Hall, Birnin Kudu. He said these beneficiaries include women, children below 5 years, people with disability, elderly, vulnerable, and sickle victims. Malam Musa Muazu said that it is only the category of these people can register with the program. Also speaking, the coordinator of ELIP initiative, Malam Isa Mustafa Babura, said the federal government and Jigawa state government have introduced a number of health packages for vulnerable groups. The meeting was jointly organized by Jigawa Mutual Accountability Forum, JIMA, and Options to mobilize people to access the program. You answer the services of Sawaba FM. More news after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and now the news continues. According to the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, there are more than 20 million out-of-school children in Nigeria. Jigawa State has the fifth largest number of out-of-school children after Bauchi, Kebbi, Katsina, and Kano State, where about 784,391 children are out of school in the state. Many of the out-of-school children in Jigawa are Almajiris. The Almajiris are not enrolled in any school or formal education. Almajiris are usually sent by their parents to faraway towns to study the Quran. The children, mainly boys, are largely neglected to roam the streets begging for alms. Also, in part of the state, the struggle for control of the large land has led to deadly conflict between farmers and herders over the year. The state is also prone to flash floods during rainy seasons. Many communities have been ravaged by floods, causing the death of hundreds of residents and destroying farmland. The state governor, Malam Umar Namadi, in his interview with reporters in Dutse, spoke about efforts taken by his administration to address these problems and others within the first 100 days of being sworn into office. Meanwhile, the Jigawa state government has announced plans to engage headsmen in symposium, public lectures, and mass literacy classes to enable them to understand the importance of peaceful coexistence, rule of law, and how to improve their social and economic lives. Governor Umar Namadi, who revealed this at the weekend while inaugurating a Farmers to Herders Conflict Resolution Committee for Hadejia Emirate area, said basic literacy and religious knowledge will be given emphasis in the agenda for promoting moral discipline, patriotism, and love for humanity. He said the government had already directed the state agency for mass education to make adequate preparations for implementing the project, which was extracted from the 12-point agenda of his administration. Speaking at the event to mark the World Mass Literacy Day, the Executive Secretary of Jigawa State Agency for Mass Education, Dr. Abbas Abubakar, said they had concluded arrangement for training of 1,431 facilitators of basic literacy, post-literacy, continuing education, and remedial literacy. Abubakar added that within the 100 days in office, the present state government had approved the procurement of instructional and learning materials for all basic literacy centers across the state. In another news, the Jigawa State Independent Electoral Commission has presented certificates of returns to the elected councillor for Garam Ward, Zakaria Ali Maitama. The chairman of the commission, Alhaji Awal Mohammed Harbu, presented the certificate at a brief ceremony held at the conference hall of the commission. He said the presentation was part of the commission mandate to organize and conduct local government polls in the state. Alhaji Awal Muhammad Harbu said 4 political parties participated in the by-election won by the APC candidate. According to him, the by-election followed the death of the Goram Ward councillor. In his remark, the commission secretary, Alhaji Muazu Atafi, called on the elected councillor to cooperate with his colleagues to move the area forward. And now the international scene. The Congo-Brazzaville government has yesterday debunked claim that the military sacked the current civilian government led by President Denis Sassou Nguesso. This is coming after several unconfirmed reports claim that the military was trying to oust the government and seize power. The country Minister of Information, Thierry Mongala, who allayed the fears of citizens, described the claims as fake news. The coup fear in Congo is coming barely 4 weeks after a group of military officers in Gabon seized power. The The announcement came minutes after Gabon's election body announced incumbent President Ali Bongo had won a third term. With its success, the coup will represent the 10th in the West and Central Africa since 2017. Niger's military took over the government in July, sending shockwaves through the region and drawing in countries with strategy in the region. Meanwhile, 70 people have been killed by a landslide in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The disaster occurred overnight on Sunday near the banks of the Congo River in the northern city of Lesala, the capital of Mongola province. 7 men, and 3 children under 5 years died. They were buried the same day due to lack of space to keep them at the local mortuary, Lesala official Desire Koyo told BBC. The death followed days of torrential rain. Witnesses said several houses along the river had been submerged, and residents were struggling to rescue people from the rubble. The governor of Mongala, Cesar Limbaya, sent his condolences to all the families of the deceased. He has declared 3 days of mourning starting from Monday, during which flags will be flying at the half-mast. To end the news, a recap of the major stories. Federal government invites Nigerian Labour Congress over union's indefinite strike plan. Jigawa State has the 5th largest number out-of-school children. Congo urges calm and denies claim of coup attempt. On behalf of the news department, the on-air personnel Halima Hassan Ibrahim, our editor Lukman Dairu, I am Mariam Jibril Yusuf saying good afternoon.